All right, we are back with another two-player queue since the eight-player queue refuses to fill. We are on the draw here. Our opponent is keeping 7. We're going to keep this hand. We have no turn 1 play, which is unfortunate, but we do have potentially Lightning Bolt for my opponent's turn 1 play and then a good curve after that. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep. Alright, turn 1 basic forest. I'm also going to lead with a fetch land. I'm going to lead with Arid Mesa. Arid Mesa is the worst of my fetch lands. If my opponent does play a something I want to bolt, I can go get a Stomping Ground or Sacred Foundry and bolt his thing. Arid Mesa, I'm most likely I want to get basic forest with my my fetches, which is why this is the worst of them. All of them get every land in the deck, other than the basics, and this gets the least attractive basics in general. We can get the others. I'm gonna get this and say go. We have the second Stomping Ground that we can get with this as well. So. Basic forest, basic forest. Glistener Elf, okay. So he's trying to protect his Glistener Elf by not leading with not playing on turn 1 when I could possibly bolt it. I could just bolt it now, and he'd likely play some sort of protection effect like vines. I'm trying to figure out, if it makes sense for me to bolt this now, knowing that it's going to get vines, and then play like a Tarmogoyf can, attempt to block, or a Pride Mage can attempt to block, or try and like sort of slow play my bolt. I think I want to just cast the bolt. Because I cast the bolt now, my opponent, I guess he could also have Groundswell, but dude, I mean, it seems like if my opponent didn't leave this in turn 1, he's playing super conservatively, unlikely to just give me the opportunity to kill it in a future turn very easily, or maybe it just dies. Always a possibility too. That was not expected. All right. Well, if my opponent is playing Infect, my life total is not of the utmost importance. Though you can't just ignore it. I think I'm just going to go ahead and play Tarmogoyf here. I can get I'm going to use this and get a dual land. We'll get white, red. Red is actually the color. White and red are both colors that you want to have access to multiple. I actually should have used my Wooded Foothills. We're gonna play Tarmogoyf. Pride Mage, I want to play the Knight next turn, and I want to have be doing as much damage as possible. Thus the Tarmogoyf. Pride Mage is actually a pretty good card against Infect because it kills. Yeah, Wild Defiance is one of the things that it can kill, as well as the Inkmoth Nexus. Alright, we're just gonna get just get basic force since I'm playing Knight anyway. So Defiance here. Again, the Pride Mage is an excellent answer to potential Wild Defiance. Trying to protect a guy, as well as Nexus being the scariest of the creatures that my opponent can sort of muster at this point. He can protect a Nexus from Pride Mage with Apostle's Blessing, but we actually are putting a pretty heavy clock on Blight Mamba. Whoa. I was not anticipating a Blight Mamba. Alright. I feel like I probably want to kill Wild Defiance right now, because I want to attack into this. Like right now, yeah, he can play like some sort of pump effect on his guy, but I can also just play Bird here. Like if he doesn't pump this right now, I get to attack for a substantial amount of damage. I don't want to kill. I don't want to like attack into this and have him pump this and just be able to eat one of my guys with a pump spell. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm just gonna attack with both of these guys. Because this could actually be 10 damage right here. I'm gonna play Bird of Paradise, which can potentially chump block the Mamba. I didn't mean to pass priority. Oops. I thought I had one more step. He should be at one lower life. Obviously, should have sacked that. Hopefully it doesn't matter. Maybe I just play mono green poison. Maybe it has like aspect of Hydra. Like I said, the 2-player queues can definitely have some unusual decks. Yeah, looks like we win. Okay. So here, I'm going to bring in all of my removal with Lightning Helix. I imagine I can take out some of the bigger creatures. I'm going to bring in Thalias because they are good against cheap, attempting to cast multiple spells in a turn. Maybe I take out Stormbreath Dragon. I don't really want to be tapping low to play creatures against Infect. Expensive creatures are definitely among your weakest cards, and you just want to have sort of efficient cheap threats and removal. So we don't really need to go big against Infect. So take out the dragons, bring in the Thalias and the third Helix, and here we go. It's funny that Helix is actually a card that I'm bringing against a deck that doesn't plan to kill with damage, but the removal effect is what you're looking for. This hand is good. It's not the best. We're a little bit mana heavy, but we do have turn 1 Nicodle and a path, so hard to ask for too much more. Oh, alright, well. I'm just going to play Temple Garden into Nicodle. Right now we actually have a path and not a bolt, so I'm playing the Temple Garden first. We want to play a fetch land next turn to potentially get, again, a knight as big as possible by playing fetch. If we do draw a knight, I wonder if I could actually cut a land. I have one of the things I have encountered is that I seem to actually be fairly heavy on mana pretty frequently. All right, fetch into nothing. Okay, well, with with the with 23 land, I think, and then 4 mana creatures, 5 mana creatures. I don't know what my opponent's draw is that he kept this game, but go doesn't seem to be a likely winner. What is happening? My opponent just had the worst draw of all time. Alright, and like I said, I wanted to play fetches to set up a knight. Here's that knight. Light Mamba. Okay, is my opponent dead? We have fetch. We have 7. No, not quite dead. Well, it's a lot of fetches here. I'm actually just gonna Canopy. Oh, what? Okay. Apparently we won. Wait, what? They just told me I won, and then what just happened? Oh, Magic Online. I don't even know. I guess I'm just gonna attack with this. We're just gonna attack with both of them in path. I guess we could just attack with both of these, play knight. If he has like Apostle's Blessing and 2 pump spells, I could theoretically die. Apostle's Blessing and 2 ground swells. Alright, what was that message I got? Also, why is this paying me in Khans of Tarkir? I don't even know. Alright, well... oh, maybe this 8-player event is going to start. We'll find out. Alright. I don't know. I'm still just waiting in it. No. Even less players. Alright. Looks like another 2-player queue it is.